unveil what has been described as the most political budget of the current Parliament. With only 56 days to go until the general election, the businesses, the workers and pensioners will be on the lookout for any giveaways George Osborne can muster. As part of our coverage ahead of polling day, we're focusing on the 10 places here in the West which are key to deciding who will enter number 10 after the 7th of May. Tonight we start our series in Swindon, where business appears to be booming despite the austerity of the last 5 years. Well, Kylie is live for us in Swindon this evening for the 10 to 10. Kylie.
Yes, good evening, Ian. Well, you join me in Wiltshire's biggest town to find out just how the economy has affected businesses and people living here. Now, this is the MacArthur Glen Centre. It's built on the site of the old Great Western Railway Works. And if you take a look up there, you can see those arches, signs of the old industrial heritage. Now, like the rest of the town, this has undergone an awful lot of redevelopment over the last few years. So let's take a look at some of the facts and figures about Swindon. Well, the population is the third fastest growing in the country, up 14% in the last decade. Businesses have continued to grow here despite the economic challenges, up by nearly a third in that same period. And this means the town has one of the highest levels of employment in the country at 78%. Well, our correspondent Robert Murphy has been finding out just how businesses are faring. Here's his special report.
It is pedal power, but not as you know it. At the wheel is Mike Connor. He runs a company, and today he's steering this slightly crazy 7-seater cycle. It's to get noticed for a recruitment drive. He's desperate for staff for his expanding business.
This year, we have gone from 27 people to just over 100 people. We've gone from 3.5 million revenue to 10 million, and we've moved office from 1,800 square feet to 10,000 square foot office. So it's constrained by the rate that we can recruit. The opportunity is certainly a lot larger than that.
Across town, they've been making furniture and profits, big ones. A success story for John Sims-Hilditch, who started making hammocks in his kitchen when he left the army in the 1990s. His firm, called Neptune, has grown around 20% every year in the last half-decade.
We've been quite fortunate, actually, in the last few years that for us, we haven't faced significant challenges. I think it's slightly to do with the unique nature of our business and the way that we try to approach our supply chain as well as our customers. And we like to have a very friendly and honest and open approach.
Think of Swindon companies and you probably think of Honda, but the car firm seems an exception to the rule. It's had a tough few years, shedding staff and cutting production. The biggest employer in the town is Nationwide. With its national headquarters, it employs 7,000 people in Swindon.
Swindon provides a great location to do business. It's got great road and rail links to London, to Bristol, good links to Birmingham and across the West Country. It is a great location for families to be. We've got the Wiltshire Downs and Marlborough Downs to the south and the Cotswolds to the north.
No, this isn't Swindon, but this office is. Another headquarters, this time the National Trust. The town is a huge base for non-profit organisations like research councils, charities and trusts.
Our previous head office was in central London, but we had a number of other offices in the West Country. And so by consolidating our head office in Swindon, we were able to hold on to a lot of staff expertise and knowledge, which was important for us.
Back to business, and Torin Saifan makes fans for extractors and boilers. It's been here for 50 years and was tempted with a move abroad where labour is cheaper, but it decided to build this new factory here instead.
We find the work ethic in the area is excellent. It's very economical to be based here, and rather than producing overseas versus here gives us better control over our quality.
Swindon does high-tech very well. That's why this firm, which makes displays for fighter planes, moved here just a few weeks ago.
We buy a lot of different specialist materials in, we buy electronics in and so on and so forth. And this is a really good centre for that because there's a lot of industry around within the region that we can tap into.
One of the best signs of recovery is that businesses start increasing and improving their fleet of cars. Arval is one of the country's biggest lease firms. Based here for decades, it had a few grim years, but now
business confidence has grown, and as business confidence grows, companies look to invest, and we've seen that turn into a big increase in orders. So people are ordering more vehicles, replacing more vehicles.
And this success has fed back into Swindon. This development has just opened. It's the biggest in the centre for many years.
We're standing in a brand new Regent Circus, which is a sort of multi-million-pound investment in the town, bringing in restaurants, bringing in sort of new cinema, much needed investment to the town centre with pre-let properties, so that the demand is there.
Unlike its famous roundabout, there's nothing magic about Swindon's recovery. It's based on hard work and moving with the times. Robert Murphy, ITV News, Swindon.
We heard